What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. I've got 4 picks that I put down. I'm going to take you through those today. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Before we jump into the picks, we do have to recap the day that was. I shared 4 picks with you guys. We go 2 and 2 on those. VIP went 3 on 3 on straight picks, but we did finish 1.7 units in profit thanks to some wonderful value plays. And I personally am satisfied with how the day ended. Got absolutely crucified. I know it's Easter, but crucified in that first game between Memphis and OKC. Got everything wrong in that one, but thankfully from that point onwards, started really nailing some bets. Let's talk about it. SGA took him for over 32.5 points. This was a bad read. This was a lazy bet. It seemed like the most obvious bet to make, but I also didn't factor in OKC being well rested, Memphis on a short turnaround. Not only was there a blowout, but SGA didn't shoot very well either, so didn't get close on that one. Also took Jaren Jackson Jr. over 1.5 3-pointers made. He was 0 from 4. The Grizzlies, one of the all-time terrible performances in the playoffs. I didn't hate this bet, if I'm being honest with you. It's likely that I'll probably bet it again, depending what the odds are in game 2, because I think Jaren Jackson's going to continue to put some volume up. Scottie Pippen, I took him for over 10.5 points, blowout, and some awful shooting. He was 1 from 9 today in 22 minutes. Another bet I honestly didn't hate. Under normal circumstances, he plays 30 minutes and he probably takes 11 to 12 shots, which is healthy for a 10.5 line. So my only hesitation now, if I bet this again, Scottie Pippen Jr. had the worst plus-minus out of everyone for Memphis. I don't know how that impacts his minutes moving forward in this series, but that's someone I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Outside of that, a lot of green. Haywood Highsmith over 10.5 PRA. I love the read. He played the 4, saw a lot of court time. The Heat don't trust Khalil Ware right now, so Haywood Highsmith getting a whole lot of minutes. Smash that line. Hopefully, the number stays there. Jimmy Butler over 21.5 points. He played the 40 minutes I expected. Still went over, despite this game being so slow, so grindy, low scoring. Jimmy still finishes with 25 points. So I love the read there on Jimmy. Might run it back depending on where the line is in the next game. Also took Davion Mitchell over 10.5 points. And now this is just a wagon. If his line stays here, I'm just going to keep on betting it. Hit 2 value plays as well. Haywood Highsmith at plus 240, Jimmy Butler at plus 300. Hit those 2 together in a combo. We got 2.4 units profit out of that. So slowly just chipping away, making a bit of profit in this playoffs. Hopefully we continue to make it happen. I do have 6 value plays on this upcoming set on the NBA. I know there's only 2 games, but I love a lot of the plays that I've got down. So if you're interested, there's still a few redemptions available for VIP. You can use the code Davion, get 50% off the next 2 months. VIP is best for those who can do same game parlays. But if you just want me to teach you everything I know about betting, you can join my SKOOL community. It does come with a 7-day free trial. So the link for that in the video description below. Go ahead and check it out. And let's get into it. So jumping into the props madness, the best tool you are going to find if you like betting on NBA player props. 7-day free trial, plus you get 25% off if you use the code DAFT when you happen to sign up. Now let's talk about this first game. We've got the Pistons versus the Knicks. I had some really good reads the first time these teams played. I liked Cade Cunningham, but didn't bet Cade Cunningham knowing it was his first playoff game, and he did come out a little bit nervous. But I'm expecting that he shakes off that rust because I'd like Cade Cunningham over 26.5 points today. So I spoke about this previously in my last video, that he's got a great matchup here against the Knicks. Expected to play a lot of minutes. The Knicks, terrible in terms of defending the pick and roll. Cade scores 21 points in that opening game. He shoots 8 from 21. So the volume was there. Terrible shooting night from Cade Cunningham. If you look at how he's played the Knicks this season, he's still averaging 28 points per game against them. And he's had great games against him in the past. I really do think it was the playoff nerves. And why do I think that? Diving a little bit deeper into it, just in the second half, where he started to settle in, he scored 15 points from 5 from 11 shooting in the second half. And I think he opens up this game shooting much better than he did open up the first one. So looking for positive regression here. 26.5, I think it's a very beatable line. His line opened up to 28.5, closed at 28.5 in the last game. And I think that's where it should be. So at 26.5, I'm down to play it. So Cade Cunningham over his points prop, I do like that as well. He should be able to get some rebounds, get some assists as well. So the PRA is also a good look, but I'm just rolling with the points here for Cade Cunningham. I can definitely see that happening. And the next play that I'm looking at is on my man Josh Hart. Now, Full transparency, I've been terrible when it comes to betting on Josh Hart. I just can't seem to get him right this season, but I do like this spot for him today. So Josh Hart, his line in this game, looking at his PRA, I bet this at 27.5. It's still 27.5 everywhere right now. What's funny is the last game against them, his line was 26.5 as a PRA. He finishes on 26, and that line's moved up to 27.5. Now, the reason why it's moved up is partly the reason why I'm betting it. Because Josh Hart had so much foul trouble in that last game. I think he only played like 6 minutes in the first half. Then in the second half, he played most of it. He produced 21 points, rebounds, and assists in the second half alone, provided he stays out of foul trouble and he gets busy, plays 40-plus minutes. I like what he could produce, pretty much. I loved what I saw in Game 1 from him. Despite the foul trouble, he had tons of rebound chances, heaps of potential assists. Josh Hart been getting buckets too, still managed to find 10 shots in 30 minutes. So if he plays close to the 40 that I expect him to, 6.5 point spread should be close. Josh Hart should get a lot of game time, and I like to see him go over here. It's as simple as that. Not overthinking it. Over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Josh Hart. Let's go. Pump of the brakes real quick. I'm going to answer a question that seems to come up for every single video, and it's like, where do you get your projections from? And I've said it time and time again, but I thought I'll show it to you. So this is where I get my projections from, and it is RotoWire. And it's nothing fabulous. A lot of people use RotoWire to check starting lineups and stuff like that. When you use the paid version, you get to click this tool, and it shows you the projected minutes for all the players. It's not the most accurate projections out there, but it does give me a good idea of who's starting, how many minutes can I expect them to play. What it also has is this new picks tool that they've got. And I've been playing around with it a little bit. So this picks and props tool uses multiple prediction factors to help you decide if you're better off choosing more or less. This works very well for sites like Prize Picks and Underdog and some sportsbooks as well. It integrates real-time data from 11 pick'em sites and sportsbooks to help you find the best lines at a glance. It's got a couple different projections here, and I'll show them to you. It pretty much looks at the projections of the pick'em sites, the sports books, looking at the odds. It looks at the hit rate, but it also uses RotoWire's own projection, which also factors in the minutes and stuff like that. If you're looking for a starting point on who to investigate and who to dive into, this tool is not such a bad tool to use. You can go through, look at who's it calling out the over, who's it calling out the under. For example, it's got an analyzer, and it gives you a lot more detail, a lot more further breakdowns as well. I personally mainly use this for the projections, but the good thing about it is you can look at projections a day in advance as well. So if you want to get ahead of any opening lines, you can use this tool as well and find some angles that way. But I'll leave some links down below. If you use the code DAFT when you sign up to a RotoWire Premium, that helps me out as well. Jumping into the next game, we've got the Clippers versus the Nuggets. I've got 2 picks in this game. Let me talk you through it. Firstly, that first game that they played was amazing, close, OT, exactly what you want to see when it comes down to playing playoff basketball. And the 2 picks I'm going with today are with the point guard. So the first one I'll start with is on James Harden. So for James Harden, I'm looking to take him over 14.5 rebounds and assists. You can find that on most books, but if it does move to 15.5, I would just take him to get 10 assists or over 9.5 assists. So James Harden projected to play 38 minutes, probably 40 minutes, depending on how close this game is. Looking at how he's played against the Denver Nuggets, he's over this line in 3 out of 5 games. The 2 games he went under were the massive blowouts, wasn't competitive, and he didn't see the opportunity. In the other 3 games that were close, which I expect this game to be with a 2-point spread, 1-point spread, I think this game is close and James Harden has plenty of time. I also dived into a little bit of film because James Harden had 14 rebound chances, 17 potential assists in game 1. When he gets close to those numbers, he's over this line almost all the time. But that's not why I'm taking it. Looking at some film, you could see here Jokic, the way that he played defense. The Clippers obviously are looking to attack Jokic at every opportunity. In all these pick and roll sets with Zubac, Jokic played in a deep drop very often, especially at the start of that game in that first half. And what that led to was a whole lot of layups and points for James Harden. I think he scored, 15 points in the first quarter? Like, he was attacking them at will because Jokic was in such a deep drop. And then in the second half of that game, the Denver Nuggets made some adjustments. Jokic started to hedge, started to blitz a little bit. That forced the ball out of James Harden's hands more, and that resulted in 8 second-half assists. So he finished the game with 11 assists, I think, or 12. but 8 of those assists came in the second half, and none of them were in overtime. So if the Nuggets continue that defensive scheme in this game, I think we see James Harden passing up the rock a little bit more often than we saw in game 1. So I'm rolling with James Harden over his rebounds and assists at 14.5. If that's only at 15.5, I will just pivot and take James Harden and go over his assist prop. The next bet that I'm looking at today is for Jamal Murray. And for Jamal Murray, I was rolling with the PRA. 28.5 PRA. I'd also play this at 29.5 if it's already moved there by the time you look at this. Now, Murray was excellent in that last game against the Clippers. He had 37 points, rebounds, and assists. He pretty much covered his points line, his rebounds line, and his assist line. And in overtime, he only had 1 point and 1 rebound. So he still smashed this line in regular time anyway. And I also think there's value in this because if you look a little bit closer to what he did in that first game, he was 7 from 20 from the field. He shot 35% from the field in that game, which leads me to believe if he shoots a little bit better, he could easily pump his points line as well. Now, diving a little bit deeper in the film, I looked at it, and Jamal Murray was 0 from 6 on mid-range jumpers, where he shot 47% from the field this season. And looking at the tape, his points and his assist production, it typically comes in pick-and-roll sets with Jokic. What's crazy is 6 out of the 7 assists that Jamal Murray got were to Jokic, running simple pick-and-rolls or pick-and-pops, where Jamal Murray is trying to get the switch on to Zubac. Jamal Murray then has the option to attack Zubac one-on-one, who's going to play a deep drop and leave Jamal Murray open for wide-open mid-range jumpers, or he'll find Nikola Jokic diving to the rim with a smaller man on him, and he'll get some easy assists that way. Rebounds-wise, I also love the matchup here. Jamal Murray defending Norman Powell or Chris Dunn the majority of the time. Very low-usage players when the Clippers are at full strength. The attack is very focused on Harden, who runs a lot of pick-and-roll sets with Zoo, or they look to isolate Kawhi Leonard. Zoo, Harden, and Kawhi combined to take 60% of the Clippers' shots in Game 1. So with Murray living on the weak side and the Clippers looking to target Jokic on offense, Murray is often in the best position to grab some uncontested rebounds. So I initially just liked the rebounds. Then I saw an opportunity for the assists. Then I saw a gap in his points. And that's why I'm running the whole PRA here. Over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Jamal Murray. Let's bounce back. Let's hit some mid-range jumpers, Jamal. But I do appreciate you all. If you made it to this part of the video, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. Let's push this algorithm out to more people. We need to get the views up, baby. I wish you guys the best of luck, though. I appreciate you. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.